right, y'all. Rickey, Smiley, the morning show. Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know. Good morning, Jeff.
Man, I'm so good, it's not even fair. I am excited that the proceedings for former President Trump are moving forward. And even though I know that in many cases it may not be this ongoing trial where he ultimately goes to jail, I just love the fact that history and the Constitution will ensure that he will be labeled in history as the worst president in the history of the United States. So I'm glad to see that. I'm more excited about the fact that we can move on and address pressing issues of the day, but just making sure that history solidifies how terrible he was is important to me. Something that's happening, Rick, and you all know this, that, since the rebellions of last summer, there have been a ton of companies that have tried to, lay out diversity, inclusion, equity statements, talk about what they want to do. But in recent weeks, there's been a really interesting story around Activision Blizzard. And if you don't know who they are, they own titles like Overwatch, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Diablo. They are a gaming company. And what I think is pretty dope is that the AFL-CIO, who actually owns stock in both EA and Activision, challenged them as stock owners about putting in place a Rooney Rule, which is what the NFL also uses to ensure that you have diversity in hiring in every position. And it doesn't mean that you have to hire a diverse candidate. It just means that you have to ensure that a diverse candidate is part of the applicant pool. Well, your Activision Blizzard pushed back and essentially said, and I'm paraphrasing, not quoting, that trying to make them do that would cause undue harm to their business, ultimately saying that in this fast-paced world, they don't have the ability and or the time to make sure they have diverse candidates for every position. And it's this age-old thing where you hear companies of all kinds talk about there aren't qualified candidates, there aren't qualified Black or Latinx candidates out there, which we all know is nonsense. And in this moment in particular, we need to make sure that the companies that we are supporting understand not only that inclusion and equity is profitable and creates growth, but if they don't do it, they are literally saying that they don't care about not only growth, but they don't care about us being part of the process of bringing to market brilliance, but they still want our dollars in the process. And many of us know this already, but I am extremely helpful. I'm thankful, rather, when the AFL-CIO's work and others is bringing to the table. Y'all know Black folks, in many cases, drive the gaming industry.
Right.
And for them to say that they aren't even willing to explore how they can ensure that they have diverse candidates just speaks highly to where their commitment is. And we know it's not just them. It's so many. So let's keep paying attention to this, because there are some companies that are trying to do right. Before I get out of here, Rick, I don't want to talk about the Super Bowl. I do, however, want to talk about the NFL and the NFL Man of the Year being Russell Wilson.
Right.
And for those of you that haven't seen the story, Russell Wilson won Man of the Year, which is also known as the Walter Payton Award. Man, to list all the things that he does, all the things that he and Sierra do would take the rest of the show. But I just think it's amazing, Rick, that every Tuesday since he was drafted, that he has spent time volunteering at a hospital there in Seattle. And even since COVID, he's done it every week virtually. Man. And that just speaks not only to a level of commitment, man, but it just speaks to who he is as a human being. Right. And so to be the amazing player he is, and obviously the amazing human he is, I just want to give a huge salute to Russell Wilson for all that he and Sierra are doing philanthropically, but just how he shows up as a brother beyond how he shows up as a player. Y'all hit me at Jeff's Nation on all social media. Those are 3 things I got for you. Y'all have a great Tuesday, man.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show.